Hey friends, come on in. Deb with Art and Grace. I'm sorry I'm a few minutes late, but I hope you are still going to join me tonight for our Monday happy hour. We're going to do a daffodil, and if you guys want to, we will do resin. I've got some cute little beads and things and glass to use. So I hope you guys are ready for some fun. I'm going to show you how to paint. Whoops, let me turn this volume down. Oh, we do have friends here. I'm so glad. Let's see. Okay, looks like everything's good in the camera. I am streaming with StreamYard tonight, and we're going to try that and see how we like it. So let's see. Hi, Inga. Hey, Chris. Hello, Marcia, Mary, Mickey, Annette, and Sydney. So glad y'all are here. Perfect. Okay, let's get started. We are going to do the easiest daffodil ever. I love them. They're just perfect for spring and Easter. I have taken a 6x9 wood canvas. And what I do when I'm done with it, let me show you while I'm thinking of it, because I never think to show you guys, but I always put a little hanger on the back. It's just a little sawtooth hanger, and you can pound it in right there. And so it's ready to hang once we finish. But I've already put 2 coats of our multi-purpose sealer from DecoArt. I have put the supplies that I'm using tonight in the description of this video. So I hope they're all there. I tried to list everything I thought I would use, but I always use that on wood. It will help. Not only does it help your paint go on better, but it helps this not to release any micro bubbles if we do resin. We've got more friends. Hello, Kim. Hi, Cheryl. We've got 2 Kims. Hi, both of you. Hi, Celeste. Hey, Shelly, Carolyn, and Sherry. Glad y'all are here. So I'm going to start with our flower, and then we're going to do our background. That's different than what I normally do, but this is what we're going to do tonight. So it will allow me to clean up any mistakes to do that second. Let's take a second and send this out. So I have to close my comments to share it. But if y'all have anywhere to send it, let's do it. I'm going to send this. Oh, you know what? Well, I'll go ahead and send it. But here's the thing. Somebody told me that when you send it to Facebook, you sometimes get, trolls that come here. So y'all help me watch, and we will just get rid of them, right? We can block them real fast. And another thing is take a second to go like this video. That definitely helps. So let's do that too. We've only got 4 likes. I know we can do better. So I'm putting out some cadmium yellow, some white. I'm going to use my lovely tiger lily. I love this orange. These are all DecoArt. I won't need as much of that. And then I did pull my ochre. You don't have to have it. But oh, Mimi, Inga, thank you so much. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Inga. You are awesome. I appreciate that. Please, it's not expected. So thank you, but that is not necessary. Oh no. Oh no. I'm so sorry, Celeste. Oh no. I hate to hear that. Is this Rick that you're talking about? Yes, I will definitely pray. I'm actually going to go to oops, I pulled it. I am going to start with my angle brush. This is one of my favorite new brushes. I don't normally talk about them until I really take time to see how they do, like over time, but it's so good. I know I'm going to love it. It, first of all, gives me a great outcome, but it's just so nice. The quality, you can just feel it. So this is from Blick, Golden Taklon Angular Brush, and I just love it. So let's start by doing our part of our flower. I'm going to start with the ochre, which is the darker of the yellows. It's kind of a gold color. Work that in both ways. I'll read your comments in 1 second, you guys. I feel like I was taking too much time and not getting started, and I know that's not good to do. And then I'm going to actually dip the toe, or the toe of I guess they call it the toe of this brush. I forget to use my proper terms, and kind of work in some orange into the top. And that will kind of allow me to start with that on one side. So see how that gives me a little orange coming down. Now, I work in layers, so if you happen to be watching this, maybe a replay, you just kind of found me and you're not used to my style, hang on, don't give up yet, because I'm going to show you why I do things the way I do. But I think layers will give you the most beautiful, oh, sun. Okay. The most beautiful outcome with acrylic paint. So I do like to work in layers. So there's, our first one, just take that ochre, dip the toe here into the orange and kind of let those blend a little bit on your brush. And then I'm taking that toe and putting it right down and then following around the curve of a petal. You can do it again. You've already got paint on your palette here. I'm really not a one stroke, person. I don't really use that technique other than something like this. That's technically, and I'm not really doing it the way she shows, and I can't think of her name, Donna Dewberry. She's the queen of the one stroke. So I don't really, I watched her before and I took what she did and I just kind of do my own thing with it. But she paints beautifully. If you like fine art, she's really a great one to learn from. But I take what I see and then I just make my own way, I do like what she does, but I have to have things that are really forgiving and really easy so that I don't get frustrated. Because the whole thing I love about art is the process and just, relaxing with it. So I don't want to stress out. And trying to do fine art made me stressed. So just start at the top and kind of let your orange go around that edge. Sherry Wright, you have got to stop that. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Can anybody help Mickey? What if you turn your phone sideways? I don't know. I did tell StreamYard that I could not go live horizontally, and they told me to contact my cell phone carrier or whatever, which I know they're not going to. So I kind of am stuck like this until I can get help on it. So I'm so sorry that you're not seeing it well. We can always go back over this in the VIP group if we need to. So again, I've got some orange in one corner. Just going to kind of follow it around. But we're not dogmatic here. We kind of take the technique, and if it works, great, and if it doesn't, we can get the same look just by painting it in. But it definitely does help to double load your brush, and you're getting a nice, pretty mix of colors that way. Okay, let's see. Oh, thank you, Mary. Somebody I know can help her. And Sherry watches on YouTube a lot. Maybe she knows. And y'all may tell me, no, Deb, you got it all wonky. Okay, now we're going to get to this center part where the little, I call it flute part is. And so I am going to do this a little darker. So I'm going to take my orange and my ochre and mix just a little bit of ochre in it, but a lot of orange. So that's going to be the darkest color here. So little orange and kind of come around. You notice how smoothly this paint is going on. It's going on like butter because I've put that sealer on first. Anytime you paint on wood, it really does benefit you to use that sealer. I'm just kind of coming around and making this the darkest part. I will also take that straight orange and kind of come around and give it a little, fluty flute to here, and even make that edge a little uneven. And then take what I mixed with a little bit of that ochre and bring that in. And then a little straight ochre. And that's straight ochre is kind of coming from here up. Like so. Did we get it? Oh, is that Linda Williams I see? Linda, so great to see you. I know it is. It's got to be. It's got to be. Oh, good, Celeste. I'm so glad you're going to love them. And then, oops, I see that I drew that on wrong. Hold up. We're going to take that orange. Okay, so here's the top part of our little flute. We're going to take our orange and kind of also draw it along down here. Trust the process, friends, I promise. And then fill this up too with a little orange and yellow. It'll all work out, I promise. This should be very forgiving art. We're not trying to get into a museum here. We're just relaxing with our art. So I always have like a live on Monday and Friday, and it gives us a chance to come together at the beginning of the week and then at the end of the week and just check in with each other. And so I really appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with me. And of course, like Celeste and others will have prayer requests sometimes. And, those of us who want to will pray. So it's a really sweet little, I love the art community in general, or crafting community. And our group is open, you guys. So some of y'all have asked me, and I feel like I've got a lot of VIPs on here right now, but a lot of people have asked me. I'm just bringing my straight yellow, my cadmium yellow, and adding a little yellow on top because it is drying pretty quick. So I'm just kind of brushing that on lightly. I don't want to cover the whole thing. And then I'm also going to hold it vertical and do a few little swipes that almost look like some stripes. And they'll kind of come out in the shape of our little flute. Oh, it is. Yeah, I'm going to work on it, y'all. I really thought that I've done all the things. I've done all the things I know to do. Check my settings on my phone. Talk to StreamYard. I tried another platform that it also did not go. So I don't really know what's wrong, but I will. I guess I will go to AT&T. I don't know. I keep thinking somebody's going to know what I need to do. I'm also going to come in here and add a few of these. This is just layer one, so we'll do more to it, but just add a few for now. Now I'm going to come back. So the first thing we did was our ochre and our orange. I'm going to come back and do a little ochre on my brush and some yellow. So just the two. I've got that and the yellow here. And we're going to kind of go back over and add these two colors. Trying to leave some of that orange showing. Oh, my video, I didn't even realize my video stopped. Let me see if it'll let me catch up. There we go. Hi, Judy. So happy that you guys are coming in. How's everybody's day been? But just a soft touch on top of what we have. You can put it a little heavier in some areas. So you'll see me kind of put my brush down and really press, but then leave some where you've got that orange showing, and you can even add a little more orange to it. Just get, the daffodil that I looked at. Well, they have so many different different ones. And if you just pull them up on the internet, you're going to see some have a lot of orange, some have almost no orange. So I thought I'm just going to go for it and let it kind of be the color that it is. I personally do love the orange in it, but you don't have to put that, of course. But that's what gives your painting some interest to have more than one, not just a straight yellow, but to use a little bit of orange, use a little bit of that ochre color. There we go. And since I'm not wanting to move my palette here, I'm wanting to just keep it keep it still. You'll see me kind of start at the bottom or start at the top, whatever feels good for your hand. But sometimes I will literally turn my canvas to get it in a better position. Oh, good point. Good idea. I have watched her use StreamYard. That's a great idea. I will contact her. Okay, now I've just got the straight yellow and I'm going to come in and put more highlights. So I'm just going to kind of lay it down almost horizontally. And just add lots of highlights. Now see how much more interesting this petal is than even the one next to it? Let's see if, hope y'all are getting a good view. I know that it's maybe vertical, but did that help at all? Oh, do you, Judy? Well, this is the easy way. You try this one, try it. And like I said, it's extremely forgiving. So if yours doesn't look just like this, it's fine. You know, pull them up and you'll see there's all different varieties and all different colorings of them. And just going around and adding. I try to give it a light touch at first and then add more rather than, I don't want to cover up all of my work that I've already done, because that's the pretty part, is seeing it all kind of come together and blend. And I found the cutest little ladybug in my stash and forgot that I had ordered them, I think last year. Seems like it was last year. Could have been. Sometimes I say that and I'll go and look and it was 2 years ago, but I'm pretty sure it was last year. But anyway, I need to get another one because this one is missing an eye. But I ordered these on Temu, I believe. And I just thought that would be so cute on here. So I'll grab one that has both eyes. We don't want an injured ladybug. Okay. So now we've got all those petals done. Well, not completely because we're going to put one last highlight, but y'all see that okay? Mickey, I hope that it's not too bad. I hope you can, kind of make it work here. All right, let's work a little bit more on our inside part. I like the look of it, but I am going to add, I've got yellow on my brush already, and I'm going to put orange on one side and yellow on the other, and then tap that down because it looks like a lot of orange. And we're just going to kind of continue to add these little swipes. So orange on one side, yellow on the other, and then tap it down if you feel like you have too much, and just add a few of these little swipes. That time I didn't have enough yellow, so just come back over it, although don't overblend, because I do want to see the little swipes of yellow, and I'm making them a little bit curved to show the shape of the flower. But this is a whimsical painting. It's not meant to be fine art, but everybody will know what type of flower you're doing here. And then this time I've got a lot of orange in here. I'm just going to do yellow. So I'm leaving a little bit of let's grab a little liner brush or something. Here, that one's good. Thank you, Inga. Thanks, Kim and Celeste. I appreciate y'all. So let me show you a little bit with this orange. It will help you see what I'm doing here. So I'm going to come around and just give it a little fluted edge with this brush. That's kind of, try to show you the shape of it. So I want these to kind of point. This is not my best one, I'm going to be honest. I really kind of messed up on the shape of it, but we're gonna keep going, and I still think it will be pretty in the end. I'm just tapping my brush where I added a little orange to soften it. And that softens those edges that I did. But I'm okay with most of these. Just a little tap to kind of calm down any that are too dark. So I see what I did. I can fix this. Here's what I did. I should have looked at my picture instead of just, hold on. We can fix this. I just realized what I've done wrong. So let me try to blend this out. Now that I realize what I've done wrong, I can easily fix it. I was like, why is this not looking like a daffodil? So I'm blending out that line because y'all probably are sitting here going, Deb, don't you see? And now I finally do. What I did was make my shape down instead of up. We can fix this. So what I meant to do is come around like this. Now, is that looking like more like it should? Y'all, you know, when you're live, you kind of just go with it. And I was like, what in the world? Why does this not look like a daffodil? But my brain wouldn't figure it out. I mean, I just was like, I don't know what's wrong with this thing. Now I see what I did wrong. Okay, there we go. Hi, Claudia. Does that look a little more normal now? Listen, we're human. Okay, now we can go back and kind of make our little swipes in here. So it would be the darkest just right here, right under the little lip. So I'm adding a little orange around this and just blending it down. And then we can start with our swipes again. They're looking pretty good though now that we got that shape better. Thank you, Sherry. I mean, the ones that know me know. But if anybody new watches, I'm so sorry. It's just my little brain that sometimes wonks out on me, and I always figure it out at some point. So, okay, let me get a paper towel. This will come alive when we do our background. Okay, let's do our highlight on our petals. They're literally they're almost completely dry. So I'm taking that cadmium yellow with a little bit of white to lighten it up. Now, yellow is extremely translucent. Orange is too. But because I had 2 coats of that DecoArt multi-purpose sealer, it did help it to not go on so translucent. But we are going to put some highlights in here. So just come across and add as much as you want. We will have our light source, our imaginary light source, maybe coming from the top right. And so that will help us determine how much and where to put our highlights. So of course, right here on the top of this petal would be the lightest. And then the top of this one. But I always run a few scrapes through the rest of it. Are y'all there? Oh, Helen, I'm so glad. Hello, hello. Some of you guys prefer watching here on YouTube. It is safer technically than Facebook, like not as your account won't get hacked and that kind of thing. So hopefully more will get used to YouTube over here because I love it. It is definitely better for creators and just safer for us too. So I like it. You have yet to let you do. Oh, thank you, Kim. It is looking like a daffodil. Good. We'll put a few little highlights in our top because, of course, the sun would be shining down on it. So I'm just still using, I have not changed my brush. I've used this for the entire thing. Oops. See? Wasn't paying attention. Let's blend that in. It's hard for me to look at comments and then try to paint. I don't know. I'm just not good at that yet. Okay. So now we've got some highlights on here. I think I'm going to even bring this out just a little bit there. And you can soften up that orange if you want to. I really like it. I might put just a little bit on top of it. So let's use the ochre, the darker of the two yellows that I've got, and just give it just every so often, not even just, I'm not going to go around on the line or anything, but just every so often add a little of that, and it's a little highlight, and it kind of calms down any darker areas. But I do like the orange. And then I'll just rub a little bit on here. And kind of blend the two little areas together a little bit more. Okay. Let's work on our stem while that's drying. Helen, a pineapple. I did a whimsical pineapple with what crazy colors. I don't know if, I don't remember if I've ever done just a regular pineapple, but that's a good thing to do. Okay, let's get out a little green. I've got plenty of yellows. I'm going to grab my palette knife so that I'm not ruining my brushes. Who said that? Oh, Helen, thank you. So let's take our green. I'm also going to get a little blue in here because it's going to give you a teal. So one of my little piles is going to have a little bit of that in it. So the blue and the green will make a teal. That's really a pretty color. These DecoArt colors that they've put out, y'all, I'm sure you can tell that I love them because I'm really using them a lot. They're just so pretty and you can do a lot with them. Now they came out with a new teal, but I just pretty much made it right here with those two. So mix your colors. Get out your color wheel if you need to. Okay. And then we've got our green for our stem, but I'm going to also mix a little of that. So I'm going to mix a little yellow and I'm going to use the ochre color. And then I'll put just a touch of, I might even put a touch of black to and white to kind of mute it. Let's just see what we get here. That's actually really pretty. Let me put a touch of white. Oh, I'm about to drop. Caught it. Oh, good. I love them so much. I've really had fun using them. And they are so, oh, that's really pretty. I love that spring green. Okay, I'm going to go back to my number 1 round and we'll do our stem. We're going to start with that darkest teal. Now, this is not obviously the same or the right color of a true stem, but we're having fun with our whimsical art. You can definitely do yours, you know, in natural colors. But color just makes me happy. So I like playing around with it. And then it's got kind of a tall, thinner leaf. You love pineapples? What is your favorite fruits to eat? I do love a pineapple to eat. But this is, you know, we're going to get into the fresh fruit and vegetable the best time. I really just hate not having them in the winter. Good, fresh, tasty vegetables and fruits. Okay. I normally will let that dry a little, but I'm going to go on in and just start laying down my green and let them mix. And I won't put the green in every single area. But it sure does give it a lot of interest to use that teal. I'm even going to pick up a little bit of yellow and white and lighten that up. Now we've got a little highlight color. Shouldn't have used my brush. I did. Don't do what I do. And give this little leaf some highlights. Okay. Now I'm going to paint on our background. Can't wait for y'all to see it. Oh, shape cutting board. Oh, Helen, that will be beautiful and so meaningful. I love that. I might grab a new palette because that one is such a mess. But we're using this gorgeous cyan blue. I mean, Grecian blue. I don't worry about that. Grecian blue. It is so pretty. And I am going to continue on with my angle brush. We don't have a whole lot of room here. So I'm just going to stay with the angle brush. It will help me get in between these little petals. Is this not the prettiest blue you've ever seen? And this will allow you to clean up or to even make, you know, if you don't feel like you have enough little ruffle, you can add. But this is why I love this brush. Of all my brushes, it really does help you get where you need to get. It is in the description of this video. I did take the time to put links if you guys want to go look. Most of the brushes I use are from Amazon and they're inexpensive. But I tell you what, the more I try these nice ones, but I know what I can do with my inexpensive, and these are not expensive. Let me just say that. I know what I can do with my inexpensive, so I still use those for the majority. Now I can go to a larger brush here, but you know, this won't take too long. Y'all like this blue? If you are in the VIP group, we've got that Art Basics 4-part lesson, and we talk about the color wheel and colors that go well together. So this would go with lesson 1 and a little bit of 2, where the blue looks so pretty with the oranges and the yellows. So if you haven't watched those, I highly recommend it. Great resource for you. And then there's the booklet. It's about a 30-page booklet as you go through the videos to use to write notes and things. Okay. We will paint a little bit more grass on top of this when we get this blue down. Mine, it's also Art and Grace. Actually, I do have the link to it probably in the description of this video. I think that's just in every video, to be honest, because it might be Art and Grace like spelled out. I don't remember. Sometimes I'm not able to get my actual, name. I have to kind of change it up a little bit for different platforms. My website is Art Grace Paint. You can also get to it from there. Or if you're interested in joining our VIP group, that is also in the description of this video, because we have so much fun. And even though I kind of got wonky on this one, I promise I can teach you how to paint. Some of these ladies are in there and they'll vouch for me. I got some sweet little testimonials from some of them, and I put those on my website yesterday. Thank you, ladies, for the kind words. Appreciate it. Art Grace Paint. Oh, thanks, Trisha. You're awesome. Almost every platform is something a little different. They said it was already taken. So it's like, well, darn. Get creative. I know this. You can find whatever you need on my website, which is artgracepaint.com. I've got several pages on there that you can just scroll through. And if you want to sign up for email, if you want to find out what my favorite supplies are, if you want to know how to get to other social media channels, just about anything. That blue is so pretty. I love it. I'm going to add a little white as we get a closer up to the top. Thank you, Judy. I do love to do kind of an X motion with my paintbrush and give a little bit of a, kind of a textured look up here. And sometimes I'll just do, like I'm doing blue only right now, I just dipped in blue, and I'll come back with a little white and just kind of do a few swipes. So you can get that same look several different ways. So it doesn't have to be exact. Just get it to where you like it. And then back around see how good this brush works. That's why I'm like, I don't even need to wait my usual 6 months before I recommend it. I love it. And this is just our first coat. We'll do a little bit more. But this is mimicking clouds. Oh, thanks, Deb. Good to see you. How are you? How is y'all's weather? I know you guys in Arkansas and Missouri. Oh, my goodness. Let us know how you're doing, because it is just the worst time of year for these storms and tornadoes, and it breaks my heart to see the destruction. Every year, I hate this time. I love the time of year because of this, it's spring, but I do hate all the storms that come through. Thank you guys. Oh, Marcia, thank you. I definitely love my ladies. I I become close to them, whether they become close to me or not. But I feel very connected to them, and I consider us friends. And so that's why it does hurt when somebody leaves, but that's fine. There's so many things to do and see and other people to paint with and sometimes money's in it. So we all get it, but I love our little Art and Grace family. And hopefully y'all's ones that leave still come hang out. But see how we're just bringing a little bit of white down. So we got the most up here and we're just kind of bringing it down. Yes, that's what I was hoping somebody would say. That background, that blue is just the most stunning color for this. It really is, especially in person. I know the camera is probably not doing it justice, but it is so pretty. And I will take this outside and take a picture of it in the sun um, because it is such a pretty color. You can always put your background on first, and I typically do. But either way, there's more than one way to do anything. See what just a little, just, I wish I could explain. I don't have words, but just a little small light swipe of the blue with the white gives you that little wispy look that I really like. And again, you can use the toe of this brush to kind of come in here and like, let's carve out just a little more. See, kind of carve out your little ruffle if you didn't get it the way you want it. Something like that. Now, you guys that thought I was going to ruin it, now you're seeing how it all comes together, right? And I'm sitting pretty far back from it right this moment and just kind of looking, get a good look. So you can set it up on a shelf and walk, 10 feet back to look at it and then see what it needs. Sometimes when you're right up on it, it's harder to tell. And I'll ask you guys, hey, with a bird's eye view, what do you see? What does it need that I'm not noticing? Thank you, thank you. Claudia, you can do that. But Deb's section is still, yes, it is. I'm so sorry, I don't know. Deb, on my TV, it almost looks like spring rain. Oh, that's cool. I love that you can send this to your TV or watch it just on your TV. You can either, I don't know what it's called. I think mirroring is what it's called. If you send it, if you're on your phone and you want to send it to your TV, you can do that. Or you can just, if you have the TV that's got the the YouTube option. Okay, that's about all I need to do on that. And then I'm just going to kind of get a second coat down here. We're going to do some grass. And I'm just doing my brush strokes in kind of a sideways manner on this one. But, again, there's lots of different backgrounds you can do. What other flowers should we paint, you guys? Oh, I bet Celeste. I usually watch YouTube on my iPad. And it's usually while I'm working. I just have it on quietly if I'm wanting to listen to something, usually motivational or sometimes a sermon of some type, or, just depends on what my mood is that day. Crime documentary. That's quite the range, isn't it? Okay. I like it a lot. Now let's do some grass. If you'll clean your brush in your paper towel, all that blue that I just squeezed out will not go into my water. So that's nice. It helps it stay a little bit cleaner. Crocus, zinnias, tulips, red poppies. I love a poppy for sure. Okay, I'm going to dry that so we can go on to our grass. We'll also put a little bit of highlight on our greenery here. Another highlight. Oh, good, Teresa. I like to surprise you. Now, listen, nobody has to do what I'm doing. You use whatever colors you love, do a background that you love. But yeah, I love that blue, and it's like a blue sky up there. Picture just laying in the grass and looking up. Maybe not in the grass, maybe on a hammock. Thanks, Deb. I'm gonna look at the comments and see if I miss. You have an old fence board, Celeste. Perfect. Yeah, fence board would be great. The right shape and size. Or you could do a bunch. You could do a bunch. Thank you, guys. A wooden board front. It's dry. So we're gonna get out our greens again. Well, I pulled one green, but we are making, others. So I think I've got all my other colors there. No, that was a lot of white. We'll go with it. White and yellow added to your green will give you a really pretty spring green. And just play around with, how much. That was a lot of white, but that's okay. It's still really a, fine color here. I know I put teal in that first batch. I don't know that I'm going to put teal in this. Let me think how I want this to look. I think I'm going to put a little black, not much. Oh, Brenda, thank you, friend. Roses, yellow roses. Oh, goodness, that popped out. Hi, Tracy. Good to see you, girl. Are you going live over here anytime soon? Listen, if you see one of our friends, a creator that's, on YouTube, be sure and follow them and ring the bell for notifications. And that way, when they go live, you'll get a notification if you enjoy what they do. Because I think a lot of us are moving over, I think I'm going to use these three. I'm going to leave this one as is. And then I've got the lighter. I think I'm going to add a little yellow, though. Oh, that's right, Claudia. I remember y'all telling me that. You go live on Wednesday. Okay, what time? Just curious if you have a set time. All right. Now I'm going to keep on with this brush because I'm kind of challenging myself to see what I can do with it, you know. I'm going to start with my darkest color and load it on the brush. When you load it back and forth, over and over again to really get it loaded in there. And you don't have to really swirl it around and get it all, you know, try not to get it all the way up to the ferrule, the metal part, but you do want a good amount of paint in here so that you can, you know, start at the bottom and come up as far as you can. So I'm going to start at the bottom and just kind of come up and do some of these little, you know, grass-like motions. And if you run out of paint or it doesn't go as far as you want, first of all, you can take the toe of your brush and come back down, or you can get it wet, tap all that water off, and then it just gives a little bit more fluidity in your brush, because sitting here, I've got 2 fans on in this room. So, you know, my paint does dry out pretty fast, but that will help it too. I want lots of tall greenery down here, going all different ways. Acre Homestead is full screen. If you, okay, yes, I don't know her, but I do know Terry Lightsey will. So I've got to figure this out. Have you had any trouble, Tracy? I mean, StreamYard's probably right. It's probably the phone. I don't know how it could be because I have checked all the settings, but I definitely don't know everything. I'm not, I can admit that I'm not tech savvy. But I've looked at all the settings and I don't see anything that would keep it from that. You can definitely just put some swipes in too. Sometimes I do that, especially for leaves, where I'll just kind of do that. So you can do that with your grass too. Now I'm going to come over here and grab my lightest color. I'm going to wipe most of that off. And you can either use this as a highlight to kind of come back down some of the grass, or you could do your own, you know, other grass like with it. But I think the highlights are what really make it start to pop. Full screen. Claudia, are you serious? So you can see it landscape full screen. That is amazing. So I don't know. We need you to come teach the rest of us how to do that. Oh my gosh, y'all. To be young again, and, you know, if my kids saw this, they'd be embarrassed. They'd be like, Mom, oh my gosh, here, give me your phone. I'll show you. Maddie really doesn't know, but Austin would know. Okay. I am liking it. How do y'all feel about it so far? Oh, Judy, bummer. I'm going to figure it out for you guys. 7 p.m. on Wednesday will be Tracy's Crafty Creations. Okay. Let's come back and give, I definitely want my leaves and my stem to have a little more highlight. So I'll use this color. It's very close to what we have. So just move some over here and add some white. Oh, I'm using this good brush, y'all. Don't do what I do. Use the palette knife. Use the palette knife. Now, get some of that and add even more lightness to this leaf. On whimsical paintings, I don't worry about it. I don't worry, like normally we want to highlight at the top where the sun's hitting it, but if you want to put some down here, it doesn't matter. And it makes it pretty, so I do like to add a lot of highlights. Okay. Thank you, Sherry. I'm glad y'all like it. Is anybody going to try it? That's the question. Is anybody going to give it a go? Play around till you really like the look of it. That did the trick. I like that right there. Okay. After your butterfly. Good. Oh, good. I'm glad y'all want to try. Okay. Let's sign it. And does anybody want to do resin tonight? We'll just put a little resin and some little beads and things. Oh, did I get? I did. I dropped a little bit of green right there. Let's see if we can get it out with just a little water. If it's fresh, it'll usually just, it did scrape right up. I don't find my good brush that I wanted to sign with, but I'll try with this one, see if we can do it. Okay. I think that's it, you guys. So easy peasy. It really is. You know, you might have to practice once or twice if you are not, you know, just really comfortable painting. But I promise if you'll just follow what I did, do it a few times on scratch paper or, you know, throwaway paper. You can do it on a box. You don't have to waste a whole canvas. I always practice in my mixed media book. I never, well, I do sometimes just go for it, but most of the time, 9 times out of 10, I have practiced it and know pretty much what I'm going to do. Okay, I'm just moving these away to see if y'all want to do resin. Let me know. Start telling me because I don't really need to clean it all out of my way if y'all are done for the day. But if you want to see resin, let me know quick. Oh, Celeste, you're doing great. Don't sell yourself short, friend. Don't have the option for full screen either. Huh. Y'all tell me, we've been here an hour, so if you don't want to do the resin tonight, I'll do it next week. But if you want to see resin tonight, put it in the comments and we'll keep going. Totally up to you guys. Resin would be nice. I see one practicing on drawing the butterfly. Yeah. Oh, I should have shown y'all how to draw this. I didn't think about it for some reason. Hold on. I just had kind of sketched it out on my wood right after I did. Awesome. Okay. Right after I did my sealer. Let's take a second and I'll show you how I drew it. Okay, so what I do is I start with, you can start with a bell shape or an upside down U. So start with that is the best way, I think. So something like that. So here's the, you know, the upside down U, and then just kind of bell it out a little bit. And then from here, a ruffle. So little ruffle, kind of looks like a little ghost. And then the ruffle needs to be brought up and meet up again like that. Now, you can kind of like draw a circle if that helps you. I don't really do this, but I know that that's the way a lot of people train for art. And then just start making your petals that are going to all kind of follow this circle. So like 1, 2, 3, and you want 5 of them because there's 5 or 6. I don't remember. But I did 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then, of course, your stem. This, however, I did a little bit thicker stem. And then, you know, a skinny leaf and then one that kind of folds over is a lot of times how you see them. And the way I sketch is I do this. I just kind of keep going around it until I get the right, and then I'll kind of make a darker outline when I get it the way I want it. And then erase these, and then you could paint right on top of this, you know, and get your bearings and see if you see what I mean. Just erase those little lines and you're good to go. Or just change the, you know, the direction of that. Resin will intensify color. Don't think it needs a lot of glass. Yes, you're right, Inga. It doesn't need a lot of glass. I thought the same thing. I definitely will not cover anything on here other than I did pull a few beads to put because there are little, I don't know what they're called. Somebody tell me. There's a name from them that comes out, just those little straight little lines with the little dot on the end. You know what I'm talking about. So I thought I'd put a few beads right there maybe. And that's it on the flower. You don't want to cover up your pretty painting. And then something like that. And then just some simple green glass on the bottom. Let's mix. And we'll do this quickly so y'all can go. I did pull these in case we want to add some vitrograph. And I did, yeah, I've got that glass too. Hey, y'all ready? Oh, Mickey's got to go. We'll see you later, friend. Okay, I'm using art resin. I probably won't go into my entire spiel. Well, I should because I know just because it's lots of us that always are here, there will be others that come along. So I should do the whole process. But always wear gloves when you deal with resin. I'm going to grab another one that has an eye. Ooh, let's give some of these away. I've got several of these. Let's give a couple. Oh, look, that one doesn't have any eyes. Some of these definitely are not the best quality, but you know, what do you want from somebody handmade these little beads, you know, hand put those on there. So I've got several good ones. So we'll do that. I'll give away, the problem is the shipping cost, but we'll do 2 giveaways there. It literally is like $4 to $5 every time, just even something tiny. So it's silly. Just silly. Yes, I can paint eyes on for sure. So I'm going to get my cups out. I'm going to mark them. Oh, I pulled the white. And I'll do 2 ounces. I think that will be enough. So that's 1 of each. But if you'll mark your lines, it's so much easier to see, and that way you don't make a mistake. Because you definitely need this to be even on each. So if you do 1 ounce of hardener, you've got to have 1 ounce of resin. You don't want to have 3/4 of an ounce of resin. It won't work well. Okay, bye, Claudia. And I'm just going to put on my gloves. Protect my hands. Art resin is safe, so I'm not worried about that necessarily. It's just that it's so sticky. So cover your hands with some, these are neoprene gloves. They're not latex. And we're going to pour 1 ounce of each. I may not even need a whole 2 ounces. We'll see. If you're new to resin, you're going to want to turn this over and tape the back with masking, or not masking, but painter's tape so it comes off easily. And that way, if any runs over the side, and notice I'm putting my lid on and I'm putting it far away. But if you put painter's tape on the back, if any runs over the side, it's going to drop and kind of hang on to that underneath side. And that way you can pull that tape off and it pulls the drips off. Oh, everybody's leaving. Bye, Sherry. But it's a 1-to-1 ratio, like I said. So 1 ounce of one, 1 ounce of another. Try to get it right up to the line on each. And then we'll mix this together for 3 minutes. We should be done in about 6 minutes total. So it won't be a long process here. I'm going to grab a little larger cup for us to stir in. Should have set my timer or get it ready to set. Let's set this timer. Well, I'm going to set it a little. Yeah, hold on. I'll set it when I'm done here. I'm going to get it set too early. So I'm just getting all of this out of one cup into our larger cup to make it easy to stir. Of course, you can't stir in the tiny medicine cup unless you're doing something really small. And I like these plastic cups. Paper, it's not good for resin. So I'd use plastic. And you can clean them and reuse them if you want to. I did for a long time, but it's just such a hassle that I was using a lot of paper towels to do it. So Okay, I buy them in bulk, so they're a little cheaper. I'm going to go to 3 minutes on the clock, and we're going to stir. And if you guys have any questions or anything you want to say, it's a great time. Scrape the sides with your little stir stick. This is just a silicone stick. I have all kinds. This is what I typically use, but we don't have very much in here. What is stamina, Teresa? What I miss? Oh, goodness. Does this mean there's only 13 of us here tonight? That is not many. Oh, gosh. Well, but lots of people will come along and watch the replay. So if you're a replay watcher, please say hi. Let me know that you came by. It's always nice to know. And of course, follow if you haven't. Be sure and hit subscribe and ring the bell so that you get notifications when we go live. It's always more fun to watch live and ask questions, but some people don't need to. There has been over 20. Well, good. I'm still new on YouTube. I've got a lot of videos, but I've only been live a handful of times, so I'm hoping that we grow. And I'm stirring even a little fast for me. It's better to go slow because you'll get a lot of bubbles if you go too fast. So slow and easy is best. And I'm, again, scraping the sides, scraping the bottom of this cup, scraping the sides of the cup, getting everything off the stick and worked back down in. And that will give you the best chance. You couldn't get to comment. So when you watch the replay, I think there's a way to see the comments, but you have to, you have to kind of request it somehow. I don't know if that's the right terminology to say request it, but there's a place where you can write. Am I right, you guys? But all of the live comments, Mary Jo, are not just there. You have to go to a certain place to see them, is what I'm trying to say. But you should be able to comment. Okay, so that's 3 minutes. I'm going to keep stirring another 30 seconds because I can see that it's not completely thoroughly mixed. You'll see some little white kind of lines in there if it's not. So I'm just going to keep mixing. I might have set my timer a little wrong or something. I don't think my resin is not warm enough, although it might not be warm enough. Art Resin brand likes to have it around 75 to 80 degrees, pretty warm. So a warm room. So if your resin is chilly or cold feeling, you can set it like this into a warm bath, like a pan of warm water or a dish, just not hot. Just do warm, and that will warm it up to a better temperature. Now, I think that's going to be good. Let's take a look. The pink cup is throwing me off, but it does look more clear, so I'm good. Just going to set that aside for a second. I'm going to see if we like the vitrograph on there. I love the wavy pieces. Sometimes I don't. It just depends on what I'm doing with them, but that might be a little too much. We'll see. Let's grab a couple of the other colors too. Like that one's a little lighter. Right? About time to order more for sure. Okay, y'all give your opinions. Do you like that? Not like it? Think it needs more? I'm going to have to kind of step back and look at it before I decide if I like it or not. Like without. And then Trisha said beautiful. So does that mean you do like it, Trisha? Oh, that's so cute right there. I think. And it's always good to have some tweezers because, oh, sorry, y'all. That probably was really loud. You can pick up your little beads if you're using something really small. I'm going to put a couple of orange. That's really cute. Let me take you away. I do have, if we wanted any, it's kind of fun to add. So I always pull it out and let's see. You can always take it away if you don't like it. Let's just look at it. I'm not sure if I'm feeling it, but we're going to look at it and decide. So y'all vote. It just kind of adds interest to add things, but sometimes you don't need it. Sometimes it's just better to have the art. And then you can still do resin if you want, but not cover everything up. I don't like it. I can't. I don't like that on there. So sorry. If you liked it, sorry. I don't like it. We do have the chunky green, which I do like. So let's try it real quick. But this is what you do. You just get in here and play and kind of put things down, see what you think, and then decide. I'm putting the reflective side down. What do y'all think of this type of glass? It's a little too big. Inga says she likes it. I kind of like it. So do y'all, did y'all decide that you do like, you know, the vitrograph on here? I'm going to take it off and just see how it looks without it, with the chunky glass at the bottom instead. But let's just take a look. We can always put it back. If you notice, any of them that have a little point, I'm facing up. I think I kind of like this better personally. But I love getting y'all's opinions because two sets of eyes are better than one. I think if my vitrograph had been straighter, but it was all very curved, and it kind of was throwing me off. Maybe if the vitrograph was shorter. Just wasn't speaking to me, I don't think. Okay, honestly, I think I like that. What do y'all think? Let's try just a few pieces, maybe. I have a few that are shorter. Yeah, that's better. Okay, Celeste, are you saying just the glass, or were you talking about with just shorter vitrograph? Let me know that, and then we will get busy here. Marcia says without, and Celeste says without. Okay, we'll take off. Okay, we're ready. Let's resin. I prefer, since we're not, I don't have to take a lot off, to take everything off and then put it back once I get my layer of resin down. So the first thing is make sure there's no sediment that has landed on it. You can use a brush or anything. Just be sure there's no little particles on here. And yeah, Deb said without. Okay. And then we can pour some resin on. I just eyeball it and just pour it, and we'll bring it to the edges. And this is really helpful because it's a little wider here to bring to the edges. Do you see how it makes that blue just even more vibrant? So even if you don't put glass at all, you can still use your resin and, make it have that glassy finish on top because it just is so pretty. But you've got a beautiful painting either way, and paint it on wood, canvas, a card, glass, anything you choose, metal, a bag, like a burlap bag would be cute. This reminds me of, do y'all remember, if you're in the VIP group, the sunflower girl? She's in a field of sunflowers. That would be pretty to do with the daffodils. So you can also do that. You can take paintings and kind of change them up. So I've got one that I taught them, a girl standing in a denim dress in a field of flowers, but I'm sorry, a field of sunflowers, but you could take that painting and do her in any kind of clothes. She could be in a, a little sundress or a little shorts, whatever, and with daffodils, or lavender. We've done a lavender field. So combine and create something totally different. Bring it to all the edges. Now, like I said earlier, you're going to want to tape the back of this with some painter's tape if you're not, if you haven't been using resin a long time. If you have, then this is the way I prefer. It's just to bring it to the edges and not let it go over. You just stop. You kind of dome it right there at the corner, at the very edge. And then you don't have to worry about taping the bottom, but sometimes it will still run over even no matter what you do because you've put a little too much resin on top. And so if it does that and you haven't taped the back, you can use your heat gun or I guess a hair dryer and heat it up and peel it off or scrape it off with a sharp, I use a razor blade or something like that, and it'll work. So I'm going to take my butane torch, turn it on, and just give it a quick pass. Don't hold it too close. Pop all the bubbles. And now is where I put my glass back on. But we know how we want it, so it doesn't take too long to pop it back down. And I am putting my points up. You can just drop it down and let it go and not be precise. And then clean up on resin. You'll want to just keep your gloves on and use the 91% alcohol with a paper towel and clean your tools that you use. So if I got resin on these or anything else I've used, then I would clean those. Center daffodil is called the stamen. Yes, that's it. Yes, as soon as I read that's it. I said it the other day on a different flower and then couldn't remember. Thank you. Anyway, then I, just put all that in the trash. If you have pets or children or grandchildren that are going to possibly, you think they even have any chance of getting in it or something, then I would definitely just take it out to wherever you put your trash, like the dump, recycling, not recycling, but the trash bin. But I just put mine here. I've got a trash can right under my desk and no kids, my dog would never even dream of getting in it. So she'll get in the trash with food, but not my trash. And honestly, she doesn't even really get in the trash with food unless we've pulled it out of the bin and let it sit in the kitchen, like we've put it in the floor, like waiting to take it out. Then she is like, oh, is this for me? It's very rare. Super simple. This is a good one even for beginners because we're not using a lot of supplies. You don't have to cut any glass. It's already, excuse me, cut for you. But one of my favorite things to do is to cut glass. It's really relaxing. Okay, that's that. Let's put our little ladybug and then drop down a few of these little beads. Cute. Let me hold that up. Let me do one more round. I have extra resin, so I'm going to have to find something to resin real quick. You have about 30 to 40 minutes to play, or not, before your resin is just too thick to use. So I'll grab something and resin that also. Turned out really cute. I love the flower. I hope you guys do and enjoyed it. Hope that you're more relaxed than when you came in. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop over to Facebook and see who shared it. So hopefully you tagged me or let me know somehow that you did share it, or tell me where you shared it, so I know where to look if it wasn't Facebook. But I appreciate you can, you can share this to Pinterest. Um, I'm not really sure where all, but oh, thank you so much. Y'all let me know if you did sprinkle it out there, so that way more people can watch the replay. So we didn't have many people here live, so let them catch the replay. Oh, that looks so pretty with that blue. I love the blue. And that is it. I hope y'all had fun. The green doesn't take away from the flower. That green. Do you mean the leaves and everything? Oh, thank you, Marcia. Appreciate it. I will babysit this for a little bit, where if the beads move around, I can put them back with my toothpick. But it looks like they're going to stay still. And do we like the ladybug here? You could put her oh, that might be cute too, on the greenery, on the leaf. What do y'all think? Ooh, that's a choice. Oh, the green in the grass. Yes, I see what you mean. Yes, yes, yes. These just didn't do it for me tonight. Sometimes I really love them on things and sometimes I don't. Do y'all like it there I kind of like it on the leaf better. Leaf, yep, I agree. Anyway, I'm going to go find a couple of y'all to send these little ladybugs to, and y'all can use them for whatever you want to. That's it. So we'll be live again next Monday right here, and I'll be live on Facebook on Friday. And actually, I think this week's a little different. So check out my schedule on artgracepaint.com because I did add some lives in this week. So thank y'all for being here again. I appreciate it, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.